All right, Shalom. This is Ahara One Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Bahashim, Ha Rakah Kwadash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This going to be like a test, man. I'm trying to go live. So I've been up all night trying to get these headphones to work for these different computers. They don't work. Trying to use my other phones, and I'm trying to get this whole technology thing down still. But today I want to go into a topic, a lesson of encouragement, because the times we're in. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. You know, even though people see the destruction approaching, matter of fact, look at that real quick. That's right. All right. Even though they see the destruction approaching, they still can't comprehend spiritually what's going on. You know, because you may have moments where you walk into a room of people, or when you're out here teaching, people that know you or thought they knew you, they may look at you like a fool. They look at you like you're crazy. And that's all part of this truth. That's all part of Yahweh's plan to separate the wheat from the chaff, man, the elect from the 2/3. All right. So this is all part of Yahweh's plan. Now, it says this, Matthew 13 and 15. For this people's heart is waxed gross. All right. So their heart, their mind is waxed worse and worse. All right. Gross. And their ears are dull of hearing, man. They tired of hearing this. They don't want to hear about salvation. They don't want to hear about the Most High because they don't believe anymore. 2/3 of Jakes. All right, let me get that real quick. All right, let's get that real fast. This is Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. See, the Lord loves us. He loves Israel. But you're going to chasten the one you love, your children. All right, to get out the impurities, the wickedness. If you have a child, you're going to discipline that child so they can be what? Corrected or amended. All right, scourges for amendment. Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh, yet I have loved Jacob. All right. So now let me get that real quick. See, the Lord loves us, man. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 18. Let's start from here. The beginning of sorrow, verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days, man? Right? In those days. Why? Because Ezra was given the eyes, meaning the vision, the mind, and the eyes and ears to be attentive and alert and comprehend the Most High's will and his plans on this earth and for his people. So us having eyes to see, that can be a blessing and also a curse. It's a blessing because we're able to see the destruction and hide ourselves with Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh, under the shadow of his wings. But to be able to see the danger coming and not warn the people, that's when you're cursing. That's when it can become a curse to you. All right. It says, 18, the beginning of sorrows. And we in that time of the beginning of sorrows. Where you're seeing signs in the moon, the sun, distress upon nations, earthquakes, famines, right? The beginning of Jacob's trouble, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, man. So a lot of death. The beginning of famine and great death, man. And even with those mournings, um, it's going to be amongst the other nations as well. The beginning of wars, man. World War III talks of it, wars and rumors of wars. So Ezra is back on this earth right now. All right, the prophet Ezra. Now it says, and the powers shall stand in fear. So all the powers are standing in fear, especially America real soon with Biden or whoever's going to be president. They're going to stand in fear with Russia, China, and all them. The beginning of evils. All right. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Be all right. So, but you look at Jake, you tell them something about to happen. They be, oh yeah, we good. It's like they have no irrational understanding of what's coming. If you look over in Gaza, that's just a precursor or example, a tiny bit of what's coming here to this place Babylon. All right. Behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, man, to correct us. So all these things are happening upon this earth and going to increase to what? Get our people to wake the hell up before destruction comes, before the ultimate destruction, which is those missiles, and to be warned of Revelation 13:16, to be warned of the MOTB, not to take it, not to do it. So we see it, so we give the warnings. But with that, you'll lose honor in this society. Which who cares? This is vanity out here in this world. You know, you'll be dishonored. You'll be the what they say the off scouring of the earth. All right, they mock you, they scoff at you, treat you different. People give you weird looks and shit. But the Lord told us not to fear any of that. It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always minded of the scourges, mindful of the scourges, man. So 2/3 they see the punishment that the Lord is putting on us. You know, if we're cursed, if we are a cursed people, you know, through slavery and such, there had to be a God that cursed us. You know, why did he curse us? According to Deuteronomy 28, because our people didn't listen, didn't follow after his ways or keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. So today we're in that same boat. They don't want to acknowledge Yahweh's son, the doorway back to Yahweh, you know, our salvation. They don't want to acknowledge our own sins. All right. So they're not always mindful of all the scourges that the Lord is sending upon this place. Okay. So let's get so now let's go back. Matthew 13 and 15. It says, for this people's heart is wax gross, man. All right. So you might be talking to them, they might be giving you weird looks. Um, they might try to stay away from you. They might mock you, you know. And their ears are dull of hearing, man. They tired of hearing it. Even though the Lord has been scourging our people, you know, they're not always mindful of that. And their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes. Say they don't want to see what's coming down the pipe. What's coming down the pipe? Destruction. What's coming down the pipe? Economic collapse, dollar crash, all their dreams, American dream going down the drain. All right. Lest they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and should understand with their heart and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. So you're blessed if you can see what's coming, if you can hear this word and comprehend it and understand it, and keep those things which are written therein. You know why? Because you can hear it. You can hear the Lord's voice. Okay, through His men. You can hear the trumpet, but there has to be a what? Look at that. This is 1 Corinthians 14:7. And even things without life giving sound like a trumpet. But in this sense, the Lord compares us to those trumpets as well, sounding of the trumpet. You know, in the ancient times, they had trumpets for different reasons. You had even trumpets for the new moon. You had trumpets for feast. You had trumpets for mornings. You had trumpets for um, warnings, danger. So there had to be a distinction in the sound of the trumpets. All right. And even things without life giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harped? All right. So you got to be distinct. You got to be real clear with the things you see in this world going on, watching prophecies, watching the elders, watching the Aki, studying to show yourself approved, a workman that should not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth and the prophecies and the doctrine. And then warn your people, you know. And how do we warn the people? In the sense of fishing, casting out a net or a line out into the sea of people. And the Lord is going to do the gathering. The Spirit is going to gather and separate. All right. So for this people's, yep, that's right. So now let's go back to Ezekiel, because these things are supposed to happen, and you can't hold your head down because the world turned against you, or you lose your job, or your wife leave you, or your family turn against you. You may lose your children, right? Because when you first come into this truth, you might make some wrong choices. You might choose the wrong women, things like that, until you grow. All right, so let's go to Ezekiel 33:1. And it says, again, the word of Yahweh came unto me saying, now, Ezekiel, he was a prophet that was sent by Yahweh by Shem Yahushai to what? To warn our people. Before the downfall of Israel, before we fell in 586 BC, Ezekiel was one of those captives, just like Daniel. But Ezekiel was taken in the second exile. There was three exiles. You had the first exile under Nebuchadnezzar in 606 BC. The second exile um, was I think it was 597, 598, and then the third exile ended in the destruction of our temple, 586 BC. All right, but the second exile, um, you have Ezekiel, and he was sent to our people at that time of Judah. And he despised them, man. He knew that they hated him. Um, and he didn't want to go teach them. So the Lord had to show him the vision of the heavenly powers twice. That Yahweh was running everything, the angels, and Yahweh Shai. Um, Ezra was blessed to see that in Ezekiel chapter 1. Ezekiel chapter 2, the Lord had to visit him twice and say, hey, all right, now go. Or chill, they're gonna try to attack you. So I think it was around 592 BC, which is a few years later after the exile. Ezekiel was amongst the captives of Israel. And this is what he wrote. All right. So just like we're amongst the captives of our people today. Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Early birds, man. All right. It says, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people and say unto them, who's the children of thy people? The children of our people are the descendants of our people who are Israelites. All right. And say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, and that land that the Lord is gonna bring the sword upon today is not just Jerusalem, but America, Babylon. So the Lord is bringing a sword upon this place. That's why you got signs in the sun, moon, and stars, such as the eclipse, Xing out America. All right, and the sword that He's going to bring is not only with famine, plagues, uh, economic collapse, but also civil war, but ultimately World War III, ICBM missiles. That's the sword that the Lord got prepared for this place. But at that time, with Ezekiel, the sword that the Lord was bringing upon us was the Babylonian Empire. All right. Now, it says, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, just like the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, through the rest of the disciples 2,000 years ago, Yahweh Shai was set up to what? Let me get that real quick. Let's go to Daniel 9. And let's see, I'm going to try to find it real quick. That's right. Let's get if I can't find it, it's cool. Anoint the most holy. All right, Daniel 9 and 24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon the holy city to finish the transgressions. All right, 70 weeks. All right, hey, Shalom, all right. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Barakatah. Now, to finish, it says what? Are determined upon thy people and upon the holy city to finish the transgressions and to make an end of sins, to make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness. This is the point right here. And to seal up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most holy. So what did they do 2,000 years ago? They were set up to anoint the most holy of our people for today. All right. The most set apart of our people. Now, so let's go back to Ezekiel real quick. All right. So Ezekiel was around 592 BC, and he was sent to our people of Judah, and they disregarded him the same way we at times are disregarded in this society. All right. That's right, man. It says, if when this is Ezekiel 33 and 3, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he bloweth the trumpet and warn the people. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, and now we're blowing the trumpet today. Let's get that real quick. All right. That's right. We're blowing the trumpet today. Now again, in Israel, amongst the Israelites, we had different distinctions and sounds for the trumpet. Again, one, you had some for death, for the feast days, the new moon, the Sabbath, and then you also had watchmen blowing up the trumpet for what? Warnings, danger, for harvest, but it had to be a distinction in the sounds. So you got all kind of trumpets blaring all over the world and all over America today. Different people with their own doctrines. So we have to be distinct with the prophecies. You know what I mean? That we're telling people. Isaiah 58 and 1, cry aloud. So blowing the trumpet today is in comparison to us crying aloud, man. That's when we go out, you're supposed to yell it out, man. Lift up your voice as a trumpet. All right. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. The Lord ain't worrying about the rest of these devils, these heathens. He looking for the remnant, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. All right. So we're supposed to give warning. Cry aloud, spare not. Don't spare nobody feelings. Okay. And this is the initial beginning point of those trumpets blaring, those warnings going out. It started right here in America on the soils of Babylon, especially with Albert Bivens, all the way down to Elder Apostle Hard, and some of us was woken up through the spirit. And then you have YouTube, the unicorn, the internet, and the word has been spreading out ever since. The trumpet's been blaring. So the Lord is speaking. The watchmen are warning. But imagine if a people that just don't respond to that, right? Their ears are dull of hearing. Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. All right. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. So today that high mountain represents America. And that was the initial point, starting with Albert Bivens, who was also known as Elijah in reincarnation. Lift ye up a banner. That banner is the scriptures. All right, this is our banner. You know, kind of beat up, but this is the banner. It said, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, man, like an exalted kingdom. But the Lord said, what? He gonna make this a burnt mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. See, the voice is in comparison to the trumpet. So we're supposed to exalt the voice to our people. Shake the hand. So you see us out there talking to them, tell them, you point to them. That they may go into the gates of the nobles, man, so that you teach other men, and those men are able to soldier up, study to show themselves approved, grow in the truth, and the Lord gonna send them out into the harvest, to gather in the rest of the elect, and to redeem, to reap what we didn't sow. What the Lord sowed in the earth 2,000 years ago, we blessed in these times to be able to reap the rewards of that, to help to wake up the elect, to gather the grapes. We reap where we didn't sow. All right. So lift you up a banner that they may go into the gates of the nobles. All right. So we're supposed to go out amongst these judges, amongst their nobles, like their preachers, their politicians. And where you gonna see those people? In the markets, because they all shop. In the cities, downtown, where they passing through, going to work. Parks, maybe family parks, not with families and children at, but just family parks, big parks in certain cities. All right. So we're supposed to be lifting up the trumpet now. All right, and that's what by doing so, you're going to be targeted. A city that is set up, we're like cities set upon a hill. All right. And we're not supposed to hide that candlelight. Once the Lord has lit your candle, it's impossible to hide, man. You're a target, whether you know it or not. Either way you know it, either way you look at it, you're gonna be targeted by the devil, maybe targeted by these heathens, or 2/3. All right. So that's right. Let's get that real quick. This is what they say right here. Wisdom of Solomon 2:6. Come therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. Oh, so like this is what I want. Verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. People like Paul was being oppressed 2,000 years ago. Peter, right? Especially Paul, man. He was called a fool. They called him a seed pecker. All right. And they called him a madman. Just like people like IUIC, they call us bums. When they got that whole corporate status, 501c3 charters and such. These Christians, they get raised up and they become Masons and shit. And they get raised up in these corporations. They join these fraternities and all that. That's Jake. But us, we're dishonored when we got connection to Yahweh, man, to the power, and to his son Yahweh Shai. But we're still dishonored. All right. Which is a beautiful thing, to be dishonored in this society. All right. So let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age, man. You know, they don't honor their elders physically or spiritually in this society anymore. So now let's go back right here real quick again, back to Ezekiel. All right, here we go. Ezekiel 33. I'll start from 4. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, all right, so whoever hear it, and you know, people that have heard you speaking, now they got a choice to make. It's between them and the Lord now. You ain't got to tell them once, maybe twice. But they looking at you like, yeah, whatever. Or when you out there teaching, they'll do this to you. Before the cameras, before we had the cameras and all that set up, they act like they're listening to you, and then they see nobody else around, and they be like, I could just walk off. It's like, yo, we still gonna teach to the wind. All right. So they try to do that to you in life as well. All right. Verse 4. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, see, it's on them now. Whether they take not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head, man. All right. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. So they hear it, but they're not taking heed. They're not getting prepared like they're being warned. They're not taking this warning seriously. All right. His blood shall be upon him, man. That's on them if they don't listen to you in this truth. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. All right. So you running new people, man, tell them the truth, man. That's all you're doing is telling the truth. But if the watchmen see the sword coming and blow not the trumpet, so we're blessed to see. If your eyes are blessed to see and blessed to hear, then you're the ones that set up to warn the people if you're a man in this truth. If the Lord predestined for you to be a prophet, because not everybody's gonna be prophets. All right. But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand, man. All right. So you don't want that blood to be upon you. We don't want that blood upon us. So we wipe the blood off our hands by just telling people the truth. And they're like, all right, what if I don't believe you? Well, if you don't believe me, that's on you. You might walk out that door and catch a missile. Like they're doing over in Gaza, man. I was showing my family some of them videos, man, on TikTok. A few of them just kind of open their mind to what's going on. Man, you see people faces blowing off. I couldn't even show them that. Children run up the street. Saw one child digging for his father through the dirt. Couldn't find him. You know. So it says, verse 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Man, you got to realize that. All right, Jeremiah, I think 1 and 5. Let me get it. So you got to realize that. It says what? O thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Imagine that, out of billions of people on this earth, 8 billion, 9 billion, whatever, the Lord chose you to be his watchman and warning to the people. You know, imagine that. We were nobodies before, but then when the Lord calls your name, you got to realize that and respect that. If you don't believe in yourself, you should at least believe that he can make you perfect for this. You know, if you don't believe in yourself, believe in his power and that he has um good choice by choosing you. Seeing just like Yahushua. Yahushua used to get on Peter, rebuking him and everything, because he saw the potential that was in Peter. He saw the potential in Peter, King David, before Peter saw it. So the Lord sees your potential. You got to trust that and just continue to trust the process, all right, until we become who we're supposed to become. So it says what? I have set thee a watchman. Let me get it real quick. Why not? Let's get Jeremiah 1 and 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. So what? We're spirits before this flesh, man. You have the spirit, your soul, which is with the connection between the spirit and the body, and then you have the body. All right. The body is how you see and hear and thrive in this society. The soul is like your character, who you are. The spirit is the eternal part. That's the eternal part that the Lord speaks to. That's who you truly are. All right. But before we were put onto this into this matrix, and part of the womb came into this matrix, the Lord said this: before I formed thee in the belly, I knew you, man. The Lord said he knew who you are. He knows your potential and what you're gonna become. But we on this earth, like, no, man, am I a man of the Lord? Am I? We ain't got time for it. You gotta trust the Lord. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, meaning into the matrix, I sanctified thee, meaning the Lord anointed you, man. Just like he did with Yahushua. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations, man. So imagine they thought Yahushua was just a carpenter's son, but the Most High knew Yahushua before he formed him in his mother's womb with Joseph's seed, right? Conception. So imagine that. He knew Yahushua. So what level was Yahushua on before he was put into that womb? So what level are you on in the spirit realm? Then you put into the womb and we're brought into this uh, um, level of society, being on the bottom end of everything. All right. So we gotta fortify our minds, man, and we gotta apply these scriptures in our daily life. Even when we talking to people, talk to people like we're playing chess. Talk to people with reason and purpose and intention, not letting go of the wheel and just going with every wind of doctrine, every emotion, letting things affect you from the outside. Anything hits you, oh, that affected me. Oh, you gotta know, you gotta uh, affect your mind before these things approach in life. So how do you do that? Preparation. Preparation meets opportunity. Preparation meets problems. So you study to show yourself approved. You study and use the word as a light to your path. That's the way you get ahead before the next day. That's the way you get ahead before some wicked women out here. It keeps you from acting on impulse. Impulse deals with emotion. You might feel doubt or discouraged or weird when you're teaching people, man. But that's just a feeling. You got to stick to the truth. That's why we're here, so the Lord can purge all of those things out of us. All right. So let's keep going, man. Now, there you go. I'm gonna go back to Ezekiel 2. Now it says here, Ezekiel 2. Is that where I was at? No, it was at Ezekiel 33. All right, Ezekiel 33 and 7. I'll start from 7. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. So this is predestined, man. All right. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth and warn them from me. So you're gonna hear the word from the rest of the elect elders, and you're gonna take that, learn from it, grow, and you're gonna give the people warning. All right. continuously. Not do it and then start doubting yourself. No, you just go. Just go. Just keep going. All right. And when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die. Why? All right. Death is not made for us, it's made for these heathens. But the Lord said, ye are gods, but ye shall die like the princes, man. We die like just like Alexander and them did, the princes of this world. So eternal life, that's what the Lord is offering us. But he said, what? The ones that don't take heed to the warnings, they shall what? They shall know it after death by pain. Missiles, burning, face exploding and shit. If thou doest not speak to warn the wicked from his way. So when you see people, just warn them, man. I don't even care. If you feel any spirit to say something, say it. You know, if you're out there teaching on the street and people don't listen to you, so what? You're teaching on the internet, live, who cares? Just put it out there, man. Teaching to the wind. People walk away from you, let them go. You know, when I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die. If thou doest not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, man, in his wickedness. But his blood will I require at thine hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul, and that's the goal, man, for us to have deliverance. You know, we want the elect to have deliverance as well. You know, the rest of the elect, the brothers and sisters, and we want to be a part of that. So how do we deliver our souls? By doing this work, warning the people. Therefore, O thou son of man, speak unto the house of Israel, thus ye speak, saying, if our transgression and our sins be upon us, we pine away in them. How should we then live? Right? It's going to lead to death. You know, that's just it. It leads to death, man. Going the wicked route. It leads straight to destruction. All right, quick destruction, murder, uh, uh, idolatry, idol worship. These damn devil worshippers. Devil worship leads to drugs and sexual immorality. You know, the other shit. No diddy, right? It says what? Um, therefore, yes, right, verse 11. So how they going to live in that? The Lord said, no, they're going to definitely be destroyed. Say unto them, as I live, saith Yahweh, man, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. See, but what do our people say? They say this. I just read it, I think, earlier. Let me see. That's right. Yeah. Let me read it again. Malachi 1 or 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us, man? The Lord loves us, man. All right. Ezekiel 33 and 11. Say unto them, as I live, saith Yahweh, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. You know, really talking about 2/3 of our people. But that the wicked turn from his way and live. That's what the Lord wants. He wants you to turn from your wicked ways and live. All right. And that's why he sent his son Yahushua. That's the proof. Turn ye from your evil ways, for why will ye die, O house of Israel? Therefore, thou son of man, say unto the children of thy people, the righteousness of the righteous shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression. You can't put it on the fact that you just an Israelite, you know. Just like with Noah, that didn't save the people. You know, people like, all right, I know you, so I'll be safe. You know God, right? All right, I'm cool with you, so we good. Nah, you got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay. As for the wickedness of the wicked, he shall not fall thereby in the day that he turneth from his wickedness. Damn, man, it's deep. All right. So people that's pushing these false doctrines, if they repent from that, the Lord could have mercy on you still. Neither shall the righteous be able to live for his righteousness in the day that he sinneth. All right. So now I'm gonna get down to the point. Um, let's go down to maybe about right here, verse 30. Also, Ezekiel 33 and 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls, man. People be talking shit. You leave out the room, hey, yeah. They really dogging you out. All right. So they talking, or they'll be like, yeah, the prophet, yeah, that's yeah, man, that's my brother. Yeah, he he be in the truth. He be doing the study. They look at it like entertainment. Oh, you the prophets, man. All right, that don't even, yeah, it's cool. But we would rather that you listen and repent to the Lord. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses. This is what they were doing to Ezekiel. And speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from Yahweh. That's what they do with us. They be like, yeah, those some Israelites, man. Those the brothers that be teaching. Yeah, we're not a basketball team. So our whole goal is to what? Redeem the elect. That's it. To bring the elect back to Yahweh Shem Shai. That's why we do what we do. Not for any you know, any vain glory. Verse 31. And they came unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. So they hear you teaching. You know, when you teaching on the line, online, or you teaching out in the streets, or you teaching them in person, they hear you. Or some people may seem excited to see you or hear you teach. It says what? But they hear the Lord's words coming out of your mouth, but they will not do them. For for with their mouth they show much love. They be like, oh man, that was good teaching there, man. Y'all gonna be out here next week? You never see them again. All right. But their heart goeth after their covetousness, man. See that their heart goeth after their greed and their wickedness. They're carnal. You'll see somebody sitting there listening to you when you out there teaching on the street. Next thing you know, they get distracted by something. They just walk off. You're like, damn, yep, I knew it. All right. So they get caught up in this world. Um, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song. And that's how you look at it, like entertainment. Oh, that was nice. You know, hey, yeah, they always walk by us when we out there teaching. They be like, y'all a singing group or something? What y'all about to do? They think we about to entertain them or some shit. We out there to do a job, work, saving our damn souls, pleading to the Lord for forgiveness. That's why we out there, to get the hell out of here. All right. And thou art unto them as a very lovely song. That was Ezekiel. That was most I was saying to Ezekiel, 592 BC. All right. Song of one. I'm gonna read it again. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice. Like Stevie Wonder, somebody. They're like, yeah, that's nice. We singing to them in a way, but they's like, yeah, that's nice, man. But they ain't not taking heed to the words, man. Right? The warnings. And can play well on an instrument. See, we blowing the trumpet, but it's spiritual. But they was like, oh, that was cool, man. You're pretty good. You're very intelligent. These people wicked, man. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. It's crazy, right? And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. We're in that time where the prophecies are. He said, though it tarry, wait for it. You know, Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. So when they treating you like that, you got to realize that it's all set up by the Most High for this to be this way, for them to reject you, so they can reject Yahweh, and ultimately they're rejecting Yahweh, so they can be destroyed. And then you can be coined as the prophet in these last days when the prophecies come to pass, getting you fame and a name in the places where we will put the shame at. That's all the setup and the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You got to trust the process, man. Trust that the Lord sees your potential before you do. Stop trying to see your potential. When am I going to become? And you start doubting yourself. You know, trying to, live up to what the Lord sees you at. No, you got to trust Him and just work and follow the path, and you'll start to see the change within yourself. You know, you might even see some things you don't like within yourself, but you got to trust that the Lord is purging that out of you and keep going, keep going, keep looking into the reflection of the scriptures of Yahweh Shai. Try to reflect Him, and by reflecting Him, it's like light bending. I'm a mirror, you a mirror, he is a mirror, that brother's a mirror. We bend in light all over the world, all the way from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Reflecting, all right? Playing the same tune Yahweh Shai is playing the same tune, message that the angels are playing out in the heavens. The message that's out there. What's the message out there? Yahweh Shai is king. He about to reign on this earth. That's the song. The wicked is going to fall. Esau is about to go down. Babylon is about to get destroyed. These are the songs of the angels in the heavens, and we're singing that same song. All right, I'm gonna put that into a lesson on next lesson. All right, so let me get this real quick. Ezekiel 2. I'm gonna do the whole chapter. I might just do the whole chapter real quick. Ezekiel 2 and 1. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet. See, this is the second time the Lord spoke to Ezekiel. 592 BC. All right. I think he prophesied till like 582. And then he stopped prophesying. And then he came back and prophesied again around 570 or so. 572 to 570. And then that's when he kind of died off, Ezekiel. But around 592 BC, this is when the Lord gave Ezekiel the vision in Ezekiel 1. Then after that vision, Ezekiel was among the captives and he was stressed out. Like, look at these wicked ass people, man. I got to talk to these 10 people. And the Lord came and saw him again and showed him, like, yo, you wasn't tripping what you saw about the river Kibar. You looked up and you saw the chariots and the angels. You wasn't tripping. So go back and tell our people. So he came to speak to Ezekiel twice. Ezekiel 2 and 1. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. See? And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And so the Lord used to speak directly to us. But now, since the Lord did away with us and he put us under his son Yahweh Shai, he speaks to us through his prophets, just like he used to do in the ancient times as well. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation. See, like they rebellious. They're not rebelling against you. They're rebelling against Yahweh first. All right. To a rebellious house, rebellious nation that have rebelled against me, against Yahweh. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. So we walking in the midst of that, in the midst of their transgression against Yahweh. And then we come up and say, hey, Yahweh said, they're like, shut up, I don't want to hear that. Cause the Holy One to cease from before me. I can't live up to that. I had a friend tell me years ago, a friend of my brother in Philadelphia, my older brother. I pulled up on him in the car and I seen him. His name was Fudge. And he came up to me and he was trying to start rapping. He was like 48, 47. He's like, yo, I got some bars. You want to hear him? I sat there and listened to it. And then after I heard it, I was like, yo, I want to tell you something. Like, you know what I'm into? I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Oh yeah, I heard about that, man. Look, don't tell me none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Cause you know why? If I hear that, I got to live up to it. And I'm not ready for that yet. Guess what? He died a few months later, killed himself over a woman, allegedly killed himself. All right. They found him in the gun. So if he'd have trusted the Lord, he would have read the scriptures. He'd have had a whole different inspiration on life. He'd have been warned about certain women. May it pleases the Most High for you to escape this woman, not to take your life and shit. So that's why it's good to use the blessed is he that readeth and they that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things that are written therein because the time is at hand. So blessed is he that readeth, man. So we're supposed to read and use the word as a light to our path, right? In preparation for the things, the dangers we can't see out here, and warning people of the dangers we do see. See, the Lord got your back. The Lord got our backs. The things we can't see, He's right there to defend us. He said, "What? Let me get that real quick. Let me get that real. Psalms 5:12. For thou, Yahweh, will bless the righteous man. So if you're doing this thing correctly, you got to trust that the Lord is covering you. He'll bless you. He'll bless you with what? With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. Spiritual, man. Look at Job. The Lord had a hedge around him. All right. So it says here, Ezekiel 2:3, and he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee, right, that's verse 4. For they are impudent, simple-minded, foolish, children, and stiff-hearted, man, hard-headed. They got their minds stuck on this damn world. They got their heart singed with the hot iron, you know. Call them boulder brains, hard heads, stiff-hearted, man. And I do send thee unto them. So you got to think about that when you're approaching these people. Like they're either going to listen or they're not, you know, so you can't take it personal. All right. And I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh, the power, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. That's up to them. For they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. That's the goal. That's the goal right there. For them to know that there have been a prophet among them. So the prophet got to do his part in prophesying to as many people as you can, many ears, and put it in front of many eyes as you can, many warnings as you can. And then the Lord to do his part by doing this right here. Let me get something else real quick. Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, let's go to 18. See what the context. Let's go to 17, man. Zephaniah 3:17. Yahweh thy power in the midst of thee is mighty. So when he's not dealing with us, man, we're in darkness, we're in danger, we get destroyed. But when he's dealing with us and he in the midst of us, with two or three are gathered in his name, he's in the midst. Yahweh thy power in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. See, that's what's coming, man. Uh when Esau get that slavery for 1,000 years, and then that's the ushering in of the kingdom, the reigning of the kingdom. The Lord said he's going to get his rest. He want to rest in his love amongst his brothers and his sisters. So the kingdom is coming, and he wants you to be saved so he can chill and be around you. He prayed to Yahweh that we could be where he is, man. All right. But instead, Yahweh like, no, I'm gonna send you where they at. So he's coming back, like he said he would. That's that old Al Green song. That's one of the brothers in his camp, Mazan, his favorite song. Everything's gonna be all right. He's coming back, like he said he would. Yahweh thy power in the midst of thee is mighty, and he will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. Singing. There's gonna be a lot of singing in the kingdom, man. We're a melodic people, a harmonious people, spiritually and vocally. Salt of the earth, right? I will gather them that are sorrowful. So that's the elect, the ones that repent and were sorry for what we did. He's gonna gather you. The rest, he's gonna gather them in bundles, gather them together spiritually, the sift, push them together so that they can be burned as the chaff. All right, just like somebody that does harvest after they winnow, meaning fan the kernels or the wheat from the chaff, then they rake in the chaff, they bundle it together and they bundle in the wheat, separate it. That's what Yahweh Shah is doing. All right. So I will gather them that are sorrowful. The spirit is gathering us. That's the rake that's raking in the leaves for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. See, it's a burden to us. You know, it's reproach. We ain't want that. We don't want that iniquity on us, man. You know, so the Lord is like, all right, I got you. You admit that you're a sinner and you repent and you don't want that burden of reproach and blame. All right, cool. I got you. Well, turn to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Turn back to the Father through his son Yahushua. Do it this way. Go out and teach and work for your salvation. So behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee. So we're in the time as we're prophesying, the Lord is undoing all that afflicted us, all the chains and the yokes that these damn devils have placed upon us and these nations have put upon our people and messed up our minds and shit and put all kind of doubts, insecurities, all these different things you may still be wrestling with, right? You ain't gonna have none of that in the kingdom. So you might as well start trying to imagine that now. So who you truly are, how you truly feel if you wasn't being oppressed or antagonized by people or didn't if you had $1 billion, ain't nothing in the kingdom, but I'm saying if you was rich. Well, guess what? You are spiritually rich. You are truly rich. You got to see this world as vanity for what it really is. You know, play I Spy. You got to see. Don't let the world see you so much that you don't see them. Right? Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, man. And that's us. We the ones that being held back and gather her that was driven out, man. See, we was driven out. So who was driven out? The Israelites, not the whole world. John 3:16, people try to use that. No, the Lord said He's gonna gather them that were driven out. That goes by Isaiah chapter 11. And I will get them praise and fame. See that? That's how the Lord gonna do it. Having you be a prophet. We just got to continue to teach, and the Lord doing His part. He's the one painting the picture. He's the architect building you. He's the one building this whole stage for the theatrics. So you got to trust the character that He created you to be, but it won't be seen until the end. And that's the kicker. That it, imagine if it was seen now. So the Lord is using you as a separation from 2/3 and the 1/3. All right. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame through you prophesying. See that? So by you prophesying and some believing, and then the ones that don't believe, they'll see in the end that there have been a prophet among them. Some will rejoice over that and be thankful that they met you. Some will regret that they didn't accept you. That was a bar. Verse 20, at that time will I bring you again. See, in the time where we're blessed to be able to call on the name of Yahweh Bashim Shai, in the time where we're being scoffed at, in the time where we're being rejected, that's when the Lord is going to gather us, all right, and bring us again the second time from the second Egypt. For I will make you a name, making us a name right now, man, in the earth. Our name was put out of the earth by these nations. They came together and wanted to put it out. They wanted to put our name out of the earth. They said, let us break their bands and cast them behind us, leaving in the past. Cast them away, forgotten about. But the Lord said, what? I will make you a name, just like he did 1446 BC when we came out of Egypt. The Lord made us a nation. He made us a name of a people. He gave us laws, birthed us into a nation. That was the true birth of a nation right there. All right. Right. So it says here, I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, man. Kal halayim like how about Shem El Shai. All right. So it's rough at the bottom, but someday we're going to be on the top. But when we get there, we want to be right. With that Tina Turner, she said that make me over, make me nice. But when I'm done, I want to be right. That was Tina Turner. All right. When I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith Yahweh. See, our eyes can see it. We see the warnings. We're warning the people. We see the salvation as well. We see that the Lord is taking the bands off you, the chains. As Esau trying to tighten them, the Lord is breaking them. Esau like, yeah, I got some new chains for you. I'm gonna put the digital. The Lord like, nah, I'm breaking that. All right. So they're gonna know someday that there have been a prophet among them. In 1 Corinthians 4 and 10, it says, we are fools for Yahweh's sake. That's right. We're counted as fools for Yahweh's sake. We take the low road. Just like they looked at Yahweh as a fool for Yahweh's sake and for our sake. We're looked at as fools for Yahweh's sake, doing it his way, the way he said to do it, coming out in sackcloth teaching, not trying to ride up on a damn horse, a nag, golden horse at the Passover, theatrics and shit, and metallic uniforms that look like some Egyptian Power Rangers and shit. IUIC. The Black Biker Gang, ISUPK, So, and they get exalted in this society, especially these Christian churches. Look at TD Fakes and them. Look at Creflo Steal Your Dollar. All these church folks, these Masons, these fraternities, they get exalted in this society. But that's the devil offering them those positions. The same way the devil offered Yahweh the world, the kingdoms, and Yahweh rebuked them, rejected them with the scriptures, with the spirit of truth. Had dignity, he kept his dignity. Yahweh kept his dignity and his honor by not bowing to the system or to the lies or to the offers of this world, this vain world, for trying to offer you vain glory, trying to offer you acceptance. We don't need their damn acceptance. We don't need their approval or their acknowledgement. They need their approval. They need the acknowledgement so they can save their own damn souls. All right. So we are fools for Yahweh's sake. That's right. We're gonna be looked at as fools. We put our ego to the side, man. And put our family and friends to the side, man. Don't hang out where you're what they say, you don't want to hang out where you're accepted. Like they tolerate you, not accepted, but tolerate you. But you want to hang where you're celebrated. And you're celebrated amongst your brothers. You're celebrated amongst Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You're celebrated amongst your family if they're sincere. You should be celebrated amongst yourself. Stop beating your damn self up. Hang out by yourself sometime. But don't try to be a part of this world. If you see the signs, man, you see something ain't right, just leave it be. It's gonna get destroyed. And they will know if you tell them, if you tell the truth like you're supposed to, they will know that there have been a prophet among them. You got to stand on that and trust in that. So you got to take all the bullshit that come with it. All right. We are fools for Yahweh's sake, but ye are wise in Yahweh. So this was Paul during the times of Paul, where he was rebuking the people of Corinth. And the issue that the people of Corinth had, they were into self-exaltation, corporation, um, taking each other to court in the Roman courts and shit. Uh, some adultery, right? Exalting themselves, just like they do in Christian churches, just like they do IUIC, self-exaltation, just like they're doing in these ABC camps, getting exalted. But we get looked at as bums. That's part of prophet. That's part of this prophecy, man. But ye are wise in Yahweh Shai. We are weak, right? We ain't got no power in this society. You got some people that may have some high positions in the truth. I'm talking about as the elect as a whole, right? Um, we are weak, but ye are strong, right? Even Paul, man, he didn't walk around like some like he was Debo. He showed up in meekness. All right. Paul was known for having a receding hairline and bow legs. If you do the research on him, and he was looked at as weak. All right. Some people feared him, but they looked at him like, oh man, you following after that Yahweh Shai too. But ye are strong, ye are honorable, but we are despised. See, even though we have a connection with Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai, that's of heavenly honor. But they disregard that and rather dishonor you and honor them. You see, that folly is being held in great dignity in this society. But we are judged of no man. You gotta remember that. So you can't just say that when it comes to people mocking you and talking shit about you or judging you. You gotta understand that when it comes to your salvation as well, that the Lord is gonna judge you and say, hopefully he'll say, well done, my good and faithful servant. You know, so we get our judgment negatively and Yahweh Shai. That's what we look for. All right. So we are despised in this world. Just know that, man. What's understood don't have to be said. You gotta understand that when you're operating out here. As soon as you speak, or you might just be walking like, you might be. I'll say for myself. All right. I was with my children, and you may see people walking by you, and you feel the energy ain't right. So what you do is try to break the ice. Hey, how you doing? They still look at you like they're ready to kill you. They ain't trying to kill you or hurt you. Maybe not, maybe not. You never know. But it's that spirit that's on them, that demon that's inside of them. They see that light on you. They don't even know it. It's a spiritual wrestling going on. All right. So that's why they despise you, man. That energy. People looking at you like you the bad person. Like they can't trust you, and you like, no, you can trust me. You can trust me, man. I'm a good guy. Who cares? Don't try to prove it to these people. All right, prove it to Yahweh Hashem Shai that he's the good one. And let's do what he says. All right. It says, even unto this present hour, we are both hungry. So some people may go through hunger, not eating. I don't think you should have to do that. If you're hungry, tell a brother, man. Let go of your pride. Yo, I'm hungry. I ain't eat today, man. Say it. You never know what happened. All right. Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted and have no certain dwelling place. A lot of us don't have certain dwelling places. I mean, moving around, bouncing around, got to struggle to pay the bills, right? And labor, working with our own hands. Paul was working with his own hands. He was a tent maker. He wasn't trying to make money off teaching off this truth. All right. Being reviled, we bless. So even though they dogging us out and they might talk shit against you or scoff at you, you still out here teaching the people, giving them the blessing of the truth. All right. The opposite, rewarding their evil with your good, showing that you're separate, you're different than them. Being persecuted, we suffer it. All right. So you get persecuted, not just physical, it's also when people talk shit about you or disregard you at your job. That's persecution. But you can't bring that upon yourself, being carnal, matching their energy. You got to be what the Lord set you up to be. The sun can't be the moon. The sun has to shine on the moon. The sun has to shine in its own atmosphere, be what it's made to be. Just like the moon can't be the sun. So when somebody coming at you with that type of energy, don't match their energy. Don't reflect them. Don't react or reenact them. Instead, respond. That's what somebody with a live mind would do. Something dead is the opposite, but to be alive is you're going to give a response. Respond is something that's sovereign. All right. So verse 12, in labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. Being defamed, we entreat. Come on, man. You get defamed. So what? People lie on you. We are made as the filth of the world and are the offscouring of all things until this present day. Even to the day, man. So um that's right. So I'm gonna end it there, man. But just notice, man, I'm gonna read this again. All right. I'm gonna read this again. Verse 5, Ezekiel 2 and 5. No, I'm gonna keep going with the chapter, man. 2 and 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. See, they're gonna know. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them. See, don't be afraid, man. Just go ahead and speak. All right. They might try to give you the looks and shit, and the women looking at you like whatever. Just to mess with your physical, your flesh, emotions, right? To get the spirit not to speak. All right. So don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of them. Neither be afraid of their words. Don't be afraid of if you speak the truth, you're afraid of what they're gonna say. Or they're gonna disagree with you and you gotta deal with it. No, you teach them, they don't get it, you walk off. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou doest dwell among scorpions, and the scorpions represent just like the thorns, they prick you, they aim to hurt you. They might even try to hurt you. That's what this is what the Lord was saying to Ezekiel right here. Because they were physically about to attack Ezekiel at certain times. The Lord had told him to be quiet for a minute and don't teach in certain places because they were going to attack him there physically. But we just dealing with verbal attacks, right? Maybe even some threats of physical. But check this out. Well, I don't know, with the wicked woman, you might get physical. They might try to hit you and shit. All right. So they ain't got no boundaries nowadays. And so the briars, and then it changed to scorpions. So you got people that not only would attack you or scoff at you, but people that have their own poison, like a scorpion, just like a thorn, still prick you and try to hurt you, but they got that poison in there, and they out here teaching too. That's these churches. That's these IUIC members and such. All right, atheists and Americans. They got that falsehood in their mind, that poison, and they try to attack you with it. But don't be afraid of that. The Lord's gonna be with you, and you won't lose that battle, especially when it comes to the spirit of truth. All right. This is a sword that cut both ways. It can cut you to heal you, just like you would with a snake wound. They say you got cut, make a damn cut, and you suck the poison out, or it can cut you to the heart. You know what I mean? So be not afraid of their words, man. All right, try to hurt you with their words. So what? They touch you, they go to jail, or they get their ass whooped. So, but be not afraid of their words, man. Nor be dismayed at their looks, man. First thing people try to do is give you that damn solid ass look like they don't believe you and shit. Don't be afraid of that. All right. Just like in fighting and boxing. You boxing and they try to look at you like they're about to kill you, or you hit them, and then as soon as you hit them, they like, oh yeah, I got you. Nah, that person hurt. That person hurt. All right. So don't worry about their faces they try to give you, the looks and shit. Nor be dismayed at their looks. Don't be surprised that they're looking at you like that. Though they be a rebellious house, man. I remember this one guy came up to the camp when we was out there. He came up, tried to act all tough and have a pissing match. And he just stopped one moment, got physical, just locked in on me. Wasn't worried about it. Was just, the camp probably remember, but he was just locked in on me. And he was trying to intimidate me. But you got to stay in the spirit. Now, months later, this same guy comes up to the camp and apologizes. You know what I'm saying? So you got to let the Lord work his power. Let that ointment seep in. So if people come up to you with a sickness and you give the eye salve, which is an ointment that's truth, the Holy Spirit, you got to give it time to do his work. Just like any seed that you plant, it takes time for it to grow, or it might just sprout right up. You know what I'm saying? Um, and thou shalt speak my words unto them, Yahweh's words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Ain't that something? For they are most rebellious. Wow, most rebellious, more rebellious than Esau. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. Let your ears hear the precepts of the elders. Let your ears hear the precepts and the teachings of your Akim. And blessed is he that readeth. So eat the whole roll. Eat that Yahweh gave us, man. It's truth. Not what the world try to give our people. We ain't eating that. We reject that damn deposit, right? But we devour what the Lord gave us. That strength, like Popeye eating that spinach. We eat the spiritual manna, feeding our spirit, and praying that in that day, someday, the spirit will rise up and grow, and to the day star, right? Arises in our heart, man, and we be lifted up according to the Book of Acts with a spirit, spiritual power. All right. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me. So the Lord sent the angel to Ezekiel at that time. And lo, a roll of a book was therein. That part of the book was there, not the whole book. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, just like a regular book. It had writing on the front and back. And there was written therein lamentations and mournings and woe. And that's what we're supposed to be teaching, warning our people of much suffering that's going to cause sorrow, mourning, which goes into loss, and and woe. World War III, a lot of destruction coming. All right. But someday they're going to know that there have been a prophet among them. And that's when we get, you should already have joy in your heart, predetermining this with the prior pre-notion of it. But in that day, damn, let me get that real quick. That's right, man. In that day, you gotta wait. We say wait for it, right? Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings, different levels of sufferings, diverse temptations, different temptations that you may go through, trials. All right. I reckon that the sufferings of this present time, this present age that we're in, are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us, in you, man, like in your spirit. It's going to resonate outwards. All right. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. And that day is coming. And we're being manifest right now. All right. So just trust the process. Those that were watching, I appreciate you watching, man. Shalom to you, Akim, and any Akwatim. And hopefully we're edified. And this lesson is to hopefully encourage you in your daily battles. You know what I mean? Or encourages you may run into to be still minded and almost in a walking meditation, meditating on the precepts, meditating on what Yahweh told you, not what the world told you. He said, what he knows your potential. You got to trust that. All right, them say Shalom.